A local university is offering 16 of these items for sale as surplus, described as having unknown functionality. They consist of two metal circles encased in wire, joined by wood, and feature a hinged wooden top with a diameter of 30 inches. What are these apparatuses? This is a Helmholtz coil, which is designed to include a vacuum tube. It serves as a device for demonstrating the magnetic force on a charged beam. Although the fine beam tube is currently absent, the image displays the Helmholtz coils. I found a metal object that resembles a candle holder with an adjustable holster. It is quite heavy, larger than a hand, and symmetrical in shape, approximately the size of 2 bottled water bottles. Surprisingly, it has significant weight. At the bottom of the holster, there is a small spike-like protrusion, which led me to consider the candle holder theory. However, due to its weight and the adjustable nature of the holster, I remain uncertain about its purpose. Each side features a pair of metal protrusions, which I suspect may be intended for mounting. Unfortunately, I do not have any background information on its previous owner, as I found it at a churchyard sale. Any ideas? This is a scale model of a mortar, representing a typical reproduction found in museum shops. It has been cast from zinc or an alloy. Please refrain from attempting to drill a touch hole and fire it, as these models are not designed to withstand the pressure generated by a powder charge. I found a wooden and metal object in an antique shop in Pennsylvania that piqued my interest. It was particularly intriguing because even the sellers were unable to identify it. Although a reverse image search yielded similar objects, I am still unable to determine its purpose or origin. Any ideas what this thing is? It is an antique doorbell that lacks functioning bells. Interestingly, my physics teacher claimed that this type of bell operates solely on direct current, DC, and not on alternating current, AC, as the changing magnetic field would hinder its operation. I was skeptical and sought to demonstrate otherwise. I acquired an old doorbell, incorporated a transformer, and brought it to school for a demonstration. To my surprise, it functioned perfectly on AC. As a result, my physics teacher awarded me a score of 10, equivalent to an A+ in colonial terminology. While driving in a coastal city in Texas, I encountered an object that punctured my tire on a residential road. It feels somewhat heavy for its size and measures approximately 3 inches in length. Any ideas what this thing is? It's a lug nut end cap. A lot of these spiky lug nuts have a standard threaded lug nut with an open end with threads. These screw into the opening so you can have a lug nut with or without the spike on it. This is not the lug nut itself, but rather an auxiliary piece that screws into it, which is probably why it fell off on the road. I found an antique table in the UK today. The shop owner suspects it may be related to the practice of faking seances, and the age of the table seems consistent with that theory. It is made of solid wood and features a hidden nut and bolt on the underside, which allows the top to open and reveal a secret compartment filled with electric wires. These wires do not connect to anything. Additionally, there are small holes drilled on each side of the table, just wide enough for a wire to pass through. I am curious about the purpose of concealing electrical components within a table. It could potentially be used to simulate spirit activity with lights and sounds. Before making a purchase, I would appreciate your thoughts and insights, as I would not be interested if the table served a completely ordinary function. This is the electrophone table, which had enough hooks for 6 headsets to be hung upside down from the top of the table, was only provided to subscribers that paid the higher fee, at least £10 a year to rent 4 headsets. I found an unusual object affixed to several of my electrical outlets. It is a slender white plastic box which is aged to a cream color, featuring rounded corners on the left side and a straight edge on the right, resembling a saw cut. I have encountered this item in multiple residences across Australia, all exhibiting the same halved appearance. In this particular instance, it is located in a bedroom and obscures one of the screws for the outlet. preventing the removal of the socket without first detaching this enigmatic object. Anyone know what this is? This is landline telephone socket. In the 1960s, Telecom Australia, now Telstra, introduced a new range of color phones with associated 605/610 plugs and sockets. This plug-socket combination is still in use in the majority of customer sites throughout Australia. The 605 plug has either 4 or 6 connectors, mating with 610, 611, or 612 sockets. Conductor connection use quick connect crimps. The 610 socket accepts 603, 605, or 606 plugs. It has 6 connectors, with screw terminals used to terminate premises cable. While riding an all-terrain vehicle on an old logging road that has not been utilized in many years, I found an object just off the edge of the road. It is remarkably heavy, and I am unable to move it. The upper section appears to be hollow and may have served as a fluid reservoir or something similar. Unfortunately, I could not locate any identifying markings on the visible sides, and my attempt to use Google Lens for identification was unsuccessful. Anyone know what this is? This is a section of a cast iron sectional boiler. I found an item in a collection of antiques, but I am uncertain of its purpose. Currently, I am at a local history museum, and the staff is also unable to identify it. The piece features a ring on a flexible rod, while the body is rigid and has 2 deep, stylized notches that seem designed to create tension. The end piece is made of leather, which is somewhat supple rather than hardened, and the brass fittings on the body show signs of wear from use. I suspect that the ring at the end of the thin, flexible rod may be connected to the notches or another component and is intended to be pulled inward. Additionally, the central fitting is positioned over a bored hole in the main body and is loose, likely due to wear rather than intentional design. What is this thing? It's a samurai arrow quiver. I found this object in an underground wooded area. It is hollow and non-magnetic, with a texture that resembles either metal or clay, though I cannot confirm this. The reddish-brown surface features numerous glittering inclusions. The object measures approximately 10 centimeters in length, and the opening appears worn. It is possible that the entire object is the color of the opening and is simply coated with a reddish-brown layer. Notably, it has only one opening. Any ideas? It's a hollow sedimentary concretion which formed during the Pennsylvanian period when Missouri resembled the modern Florida Everglades. Water leached the red iron from the soil, and the heavy particles were concentrated in vugs and pockets beneath the earth. Some geologists and paleontologists have theorized that the tubes may be fossil casts of ancient seaworm burrows.